Welcome back, everybody, to the October Country Comics podcast, broadcasting from October Country Comics.
Wow. Here we are.
Live in New York.
It's Saturday night. It's really Tuesday night, but it's okay, because we're talking about this week's releases. It's
Wednesday when you're listening to this.
Are you going to have it up by Wednesday?
Or Thursday, or Friday.
Or next Tuesday.
I've never been that bad with it.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't. It's
Although, could someone tag me when this comes up? That'd be really helpful.
It would be. It'd be
really helpful if someone was like, BT Dub, Steven, the podcast is up. Share it with your people.
You should probably
Shouldn't you subscribe to the channel? You're not subscribed to our own channel?
If you ring the bell,
I'm not,
it notifies you when we upload a video.
No, I don't have a YouTube thing.
Why?
Because I don't.
All right, we're spending too much time on this already.
Didn't you guys miss me from last week?
We did.
So Steve, for everyone who's listening, Steve's back from his super important
I was doing Black Widow things.
away mission.
May or may not have been secret agent things.
I just said Black Widow things.
For all you guys out there who are looking for a good guy, Steve's looking a little beat up. He's got a couple of bruises and everything. It's he was doing some real secret agent stuff out there.
I'm looking beat up like Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde.
That's where I'm looking. I was gonna go with Daniel Craig from Casino Royale right after the torture scene.
I've never seen Casino Royale.
Wow.
I'm not a Bond person. I'm sorry.
I really like the torture scene though when he's getting hit in the balls and he's like, ha 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 ha. He starts laughing. It's really gross.
I can't because I want to go so many awful places. But then there might be children.
Why is your you're like, I love that. That's such a weird scene to love, you weirdo.
Because it's hilarious.
I can't.
He's laughing.
It's
Devin, I can't comment. This isn't fair.
And how have you not seen it? You love Mad Mikkelsen.
Oh, that's right.
He's the villain of the movie.
Oh, I do love me some Mad Mikkelsen. He's pretty.
All right. Well, listen. For everybody out there, we're welcoming Steve back after his
Black Widow run.
His Black Widow
run.
adventures.
Black Widow run.
You just couldn't call it a Black Widow run, could you?
No, it sounds silly.
Adventures? What am I, like a G-rated comic book?
I don't know.
All ages appropriate?
Going on to the new releases.
God.
So, a couple of big releases this week. We have, first up, The Adventures of the Super Sons. Number 1 is coming out this week by Peter Tomasi. It's going to be bridging the gap between the original Super Sons book and Man of Steel, where Bendis takes over Superman.
Oh, that's interesting to hear. I mean, I didn't know it was going to have involvement with that at all.
Yeah, it's a 12-part maxi series where they're going to deal with everything that's going on prior to Jonathan leaving with Jor-El.
Oh, I thought it was going to straight up be like, oh, we got to stop and get Damien and then go to space.
No, it's all the adventure. It's the adventure taking place right before, which I guess is also going to kind of explain why Jonathan was very
adamant on going to space.
Adamant on going to space with Jor-El.
I mean, yeah, he was kind of just like, kind of sucks here. Like, nobody really wants me. Apparently, in some other universe, I killed everyone, and everybody was really mad about it. So, whatever. It was a really weird storyline, but they wouldn't let him on the Teen Titans because, one, he's not a teen, and two, again, he killed everyone in the future or whatever. It was really weird.
Listen, it's Tomasi. It's going to be good.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
His silent issue of Batman and Robin, just tears.
Oh, the silent issue of Batman and Robin from New 52 was amazing.
Just tears, so many tears.
So yeah, everybody, that's for everyone out there who loves Damien and Jonathan Kent. Come check out the book. It's a lot of fun. Looks really good.
And Tomasi is really delightful in person. Like, next Comic-Con you're at that he's there, go see him. Spend like 15 minutes, talk to him. He's a trip.
Meet him.
Yeah, meet him.
Take a picture.
Say hello.
Meet
Peter
him. Hug him.
Tomasi,
Kiss
come on
him.
down.
Take a
Love
picture and put the picture in the comments of this video.
Can you do that? I don't think you can post pictures in the comments, but you can send the picture to us on our social media accounts, like Facebook or something.
Sure.
The tweeter.
Twitter.
The
The
tweeter.
tweeter.
Twitter.
I'm gonna shoot
The
you a
in-
tweet.
The Instagrams.
That photo thing.
I'll shoot you one of those instant messages that we can now do.
I'm gonna aim you later.
Oh, MySpace, yeah.
Oh, Tom was my only true friend.
Lord.
Anyway, all right. So next up, you all read the prelude. Infinity Wars Prime #1 came out last week.
I'm psyched.
Everyone who read it, you know who the big death was.
Who was it?
It just came out last week, man. It's big.
Everyone's already
I
spoiled
mean, it's
it.
big.
yeah. To be fair, though, we can. You should
Do
be reading. You should be on top of this. What are you doing? You haven't read Prime yet? I mean, come on. Or yeah, it was Prime.
Yeah, you can't even get the name right, dear.
Was it Prime?
It was
I thought-
Prime.
Yeah, it
Infinity
was
Wars
Prime. Yeah,
Prime.
Infinity
yes,
Wars
it's the-
Prime.
It was the prelude to the actual event. So yeah, real big death in Infinity Wars Prime. Infinity Wars #1 comes out this week. We're gonna see more of the mayhem that the new character Requiem is going to be just going to be taking out across the Marvel universe.
Prime was weird,
Well,
especially that ending. That ending was wow.
The ending
Yeah.
was so weird when whoever it was died and Optimus Prime bursted from their chest, and that's how you brought
Like a
Optimus
chest
Prime
burster.
into the
Marvel
the Marvel
universe.
universe. No,
That's it. This is all a
That didn't
prelude
happen.
to a Transformers crossover.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Here we
You're
go.
just a terrible person.
You love me.
You're a horrible person.
Autobots roll out.
Oh,
Right out of
now
his
I want
stomach.
Beast Wars though. I was a Beast Wars kid,
Um,
but no, Infinity. What is it called?
Infinity Wars #1 is
Yeah.
is coming out this week,
How
and
long is it?
what?
How many issues?
I believe it's 6. I believe it's a 6-issue.
6 or 7. Because they have a schedule in the back of the Book of Prime, but I forget how far
So-
down the road it's looking.
But yeah, no, with everything that happened in the prelude issue, Requiem, the new character, is going to be doing some damage, and we're going to see what happens. I mean, it looks like Doctor Strange and Warlock are going to have to try and bring back together the Infinity Watch.
Whoa.
So
Who's going to be on this team?
well, we got everyone who has the gems, right?
That's
Who-
a weird looking team, though.
Who do we got? We got, was it Star-Lord,
Widow.
Widow? Well,
Drax.
is it going to be Widow, or do you think it's going to be Wolverine?
No. Wolverine hasn't shown up since the first when he gave it to Natasha. He hasn't shown up at all.
Yes, he has, because he was fighting Ultron.
Was he?
Yeah. In Countdown, he was going after Ultron for a while. The Hank Pym Ultron.
No, because Hank Pym Ultron was still in space. He fought Warlock and Surfer.
Yeah, but he also fought Wolverine.
When Wolverine shows up and drops it in the toilet for Black Widow to show up and find it, the stone.
All right. Well, I mean, who else? So who else we have? We got it's Star-Lord, Doctor Strange, Warlock,
Black
Natasha,
Widow, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Nighthawk.
No.
Did he get something?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to
I think you're
remember
thinking
the
of
one-shots.
Darkhawk,
That's
but
who
no.
I'm thinking of.
He didn't. He never had one of the stones
Why did he have a tie-in then?
because
'Cause
it
he's
was
an
the
old-
Phoenix Force. They were dealing with the Phoenix Force probably. Also, at the end of his tie-in, he has a dream where somebody comes and they're like, "Hey, you need to like evolve more so that you can be part of this."
It's the '90s character Sleepwalker comes back. Okay.
Oh,
I got
that's who
nothing.
that is.
That's Sleepwalker. Yeah, he's getting his own Infinity tie-in.
Oh,
Wow.
So that should be interesting. Again, look, the Infinity Wars #1 comes out this week. It's shaping up to be a pretty epic event. I mean, it's drawn by Mike Deodato Jr., written by Jerry Dugan, so it's gonna be pretty crazy. Next up on our big new releases, the Image comic 7 to Eternity returns from hiatus this week with issue
Wow.
10. For everyone out there who is looking for a really good read, Seven to Eternity. It's written by Rick Remender, drawn by Jerome Pena. It is a book about a planet that is taken over by an evil god, and he's enslaved everybody by giving them essentially whatever they want, but he's brainwashed them into submission. And it comes down to the last free man has a decision whether he's going to try and help the group of rebels who are trying to overthrow him,
The rebellion.
or if he's going to side with the mad god who can give him basically anything he wants. So far it's been a pretty crazy story. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, it looks beautiful.
It sounds interesting. I have never heard of said series, but, the way you described it, I'm titillated. I'm ready.
So we've piqued Will's interest. Steven?
That was your word of the day calendar.
Yeah, sure.
Titillated.
Titillated.
Well, you're not a big space person, right, Steve?
No, I'm not.
How?
I don't Final Frontier. What do you want from me?
Steve, I mean, honestly, Seven to Eternity you might want to check out because I know you're a big fan of the Deja Thoris stuff.
I am actually, which is
And that's actually kind of it's similar in the type of style it's done in.
okay.
I think it's something you'd probably enjoy. It's definitely a good story.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. Next up, another big release. Cosmic Ghost Rider #2 comes out this week.
Oh, yeah. Is that where he's the Punisher?
It's
Yes.
Cosmic,
Ghost Rider
it's Cosmic
and-
Punisher Ghost Rider.
Yes, it's Frank Castle is the Cosmic Ghost Rider,
Cosmic Punisher Ghost
and
Rider.
as ridiculous as it sounds,
It's
I mean,
everything you want it to
it's
be.
everything you want it to be. It's Punisher with the Ghost Rider powers in space with cosmic power,
Slightly crazy.
and he's
Isn't he also like the Silver Surfer?
no.
no,
same
no,
time?
he's just
He's a
Oh.
herald.
and he
of
also
death.
and apparently he now has a baby Thanos hanging out with him, which is
Adorable.
Is that book even in continuity at this point? Because there's a Punisher book going on right now.
no, it's set in an alternate
It's set in
future.
an alternate.
Oh, okay.
Right up until at the end.
It's like Old Man Logan.
right up until at the end
Yeah,
of
kinda.
the last issue where they just shove him right in our universe. It's gonna be great. That character.
So
is,
there's two Frank Castles
yeah,
running around
that
now?
character
Kind
is
of like two
too-
Caps?
that character is too popular for them to not be like, yep, we're gonna make him in the books now.
Well, it's just an alternate timeline. He
And
can
it's fun.
He can
Do
stay
that with
in
the
an
Netflix shows.
He can stay in the
Aw,
alternate
no.
timeline.
Avengers 4, I expect every Netflix character to pop in.
At least once. Do a better job
Yeah.
at nodding to them than you did in the actual film, which was apparently a newspaper
Oh, I
that
missed
was
that.
floated around in the background when Tony and Bruce and Strange came out of the Sanctum
Oh, I
Sanctorum.
And
missed
Wong.
that.
And Wong.
And Wong.
And don't forget
Wong.
about Wong.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. At least I know Daredevil and Jessica addressed the Avengers in their first seasons that they were
so
there.
did Daredevil.
Well, that's what I said. Daredevil and Jessica.
Oh, I thought you said
Yeah, but they were
Luke.
offhanded comments.
Yeah, but it's
And
more
I mean,
than
and-
Marvel's
and-
given us from the movies.
And honestly, I mean, Matt doesn't even address it in the show. It's Kingpin's henchman.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
And
what
Foggy. I think Foggy says something about Cap.
does he?
Yeah.
He references Cap.
All right. I mean, yeah. So that's
But Cosmic Punisher Ghost Rider, totally do it. It's a fun book.
yes, and it's also a mini written by the guy who created him, which is Donny Cates. Again, Donny Cates is doing some fantastic
Fun.
stuff for the Marvel universe right now. He made Thanos a runaway hit. I mean, we had the book was already popular from Jeff Lemire when he was writing it, but we have so now Donny Cates has done that, and from his Thanos run, we have the Cosmic Ghost Rider who now has his own mini.
Why won't you just call him by my
He's
proper
the
name?
no, he's Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Punisher Ghost Rider.
He doesn't
Cosmic Ghost Punisher.
Oh, I still like mine better, but that's good.
anyway.
Yeah, but that one sounds weird.
They all sound weird,
Um,
except what they actually call it.
Another big miniseries continuing this week is Death of the Inhumans.
Once again,
Whoa.
Donny Cates too, right?
Also Donny Cates.
So are they seriously just killing off all the Inhumans? What's going on?
Yeah,
What's go-
they're
pick it up. Read it. What do you mean? What's going on? I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in that book too. This one I'm not going to tell you really what happened. There are two big characters at the end of the first issue.
Oh, the one is sad.
Yeah,
I saw that. I just flipped through it to the end because I think Kyle was here and he flipped through it and he was like, somebody did. I remember somebody going through it. Oh, it was Mel?
It was Mel. Shout out to Kyle and Mel.
We miss you.
We miss you. What the hell was I saying?
It's not like they went anywhere. They're just not here.
I just want to see like Medusa bite it. Like,
why?
I don't know why. I don't like Medusa.
I would be
wrong with
okay.
Medusa?
Her sanctimony is BS. That's what's wrong with Medusa.
I would be
She's
okay
a
with all of them
queen
going.
of an entire race of people.
I don't like Medusa.
I would be okay with all of them going. I don't give any craps
Any
about
flying flings.
Yeah, I was trying to find the best
Flying
word for that
fling.
I didn't
That's
have
a
to
fun
bleep
way.
out.
He's
To
learning.
Because I have zero interest in the Inhumans. I was going to check out the show to see if it was any good, and it turns out no. I didn't even have to watch it to figure that out. That it wasn't going to get off
That's actually what I
the
forgot
ground.
to get for you.
What?
Oh, I was gonna get you the first volume of what is that book you gave me all those years ago that we were talking about in San Diego?
Miracle Man?
Yes,
Oh,
Miracle Man.
What is
It's
that?
literally on my dresser waiting for you.
Oh,
What-
why? Because we talked about
Yes,
it last
and I
time.
wanted
What
you
does
to
that
I
have
had no
anything
idea
to
what
do
it
with
was
the Death of the
talking
Inhumans?
just popped in my head.
Yeah?
Because it's another thing that I just haven't read.
Yeah, because that's what jogged it. Because he's like, I've never read anything in humans, and it jogged it in my memory to grab that off of my dresser for him.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. The Inhumans haven't really sparked my interest. It kind of is just like the X-Men, but aliens created them, and they're just not as interesting to me.
You
But
leave my X-Men alone.
I love the X-Men. I love the X-Men dearly. It's just I'm not too familiar with the Inhumans, and they've never done really too much too important. It's not my
I like
cup
when
of
they
tea.
pop
But
up in
hey,
Fantastic Four.
look at it now. They're all dying anyway. So Marvel's like, all right, whatever.
Well, this is we all know what's going to happen. This is just it's a
Red
rebranding of the characters. We'll be fine. The Inhumans, the royal family at least will most likely make it to the end.
I think Crystal's gonna bite it.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to
If Crystal doesn't bite it, Medusa's gonna bite it, and Crystal's gonna become queen. Because you kind of got that in Uncanny Inhumans. You got her in the leadership role
Yeah, but there's no reason for Crystal to become queen. Why would she become a queen?
because she's the sister. She's the princess.
It's whoever Black Bolt would marry. Black Bolt's
Yeah, but Black Bolt's gonna die too. Because
yeah?
If you don't kill off Black Bolt, he's gonna become a Scott Summers, just crazy powerful. Like that's my feelings on that. If you don't kill off Black Bolt in this event,
Uh-huh.
you're literally going to create another Scott Summers, and look how well that did for the X-Men franchise for what, almost 5-7 years, something like that.
12.
Wow, was it really?
Yeah, man. It's
Mind
been a long
blown.
time since House of M.
Oh God.
Captain America #2 comes out tomorrow or this week.
Yay! I'm reading that, and I'm excited to see what comes out with that.
I can't tell if you're really sarcastic or like.
No,
really.
I'm actually reading
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'm excited for it. I'm ready to see what we got with Cap. What's going down?
I'm more excited about the stuff with Celine.
I'm what?
Oh, you don't? Okay. So, how much of that am I allowed to spoil from the first issue?
There
I feel
wasn't
like I
was,
already
there
did.
wasn't really
Oh
any,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
really
yeah.
crazy-
No, I remember.
No, but she's the villain. I'm super excited about that.
The one that like cut off a head is more
I'll
to cut
devour
off.
two-
Yeah, I'll devour two more. Yeah. I was like, who?
She's
Because I didn't know her name.
She's a Hellfire Club member. She's the Black
Oh.
Queen.
Ah.
And Captain America it's been a fantastic. The first issue
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, the
was
free
great.
issue was
fun.
great, or the free issue of Avengers was great because that had the prelude to it, which was awesome. The first issue,
And that was such a
where
fun
he's just
little
fighting an
teaser.
army of nukes.
That was such a fun, that was the perfect idea of a free comic book.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't something super dense. but it was so much fun, and it left you with a pretty decent cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I also like the prelude to Amazing Spider-Man #1, because the free comic book day issue, he's fighting the villains, he's fighting Boomerang, and then they were like, hey,
What's Captain Boomerang doing in Spider-Man?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, we went there.
Yeah.
We totally went there.
Don't look at me like
This
that.
is a coup.
you know what, Captain Boomerang should have stayed dead,
Oh.
both of them.
Oh.
Anyway, so he finds out that
He
Boomerangs
loves
is
unicorns.
in the movie,
Oh,
and it's not
a
even. That's
thing?
not even.
Yeah, I don't even think that's ever been a thing for Boomerang in the comics.
I just did that to mess with
I
Devin.
hate you.
He
Okay,
loves
that
me.
movie is so terrible.
All right, so back to Captain America. America.
America.
America.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. America. Yeah.
Is that good?
That'd be a pretty great censored version because it's just a gap of silence. Because they don't do the bleep sound in songs. When you censor it, you just cut out the sound, so it's just like America. Yeah. It's just
What
a
is it
gap.
supposed to be?
It's supposed to be the biggest word we're not supposed to say on the podcast. It's an F-bomb.
Oh
You've never heard the Team America song?
no.
Anyway.
So Captain America 2, pick it up. It's lovely.
Yes.
And
And-
Alex
and-
Ross did the cover, and it's really pretty.
Yeah, but Lionel Yu's doing the interior arts, and
And that's
he's
just
great.
gorgeous.
But yes, so Cap is apparently he's going to be in a whole world of trouble. He's got kind of Hydra like coming after him, but like a new brand of Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Hell, whatever.
So hey,
Yeah,
so
Hydra.
how long do we think it's going to be before Evil Steve turns into Red Skull?
Oh, that's right. Red Skull's dead now. Right?
Yeah.
For like the 100th time.
Yeah, but I think as of right now he really is dead.
Are you
dead.
assuming that's what's gonna?
That would be cool.
That's what's gonna. Be
I'd
the
support that.
Thing.
Yeah.
I'm you, Steve. Ah.
What's that
Or you're
Skeletor
me.
voice you just gave to Red Skull?
I don't know.
Yeah, you gave it.
That's
I'm
his-
your Steve. Do you want me to do it with a German accent?
Yes.
I'm your Steve, or you are me. I don't know.
I don't think
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh my
Ah!
God, stop talking.
He just starts screaming Wiener Schnitzel. That'd be weird if the evil Steve just started having a German accent and it was really
I think
weird.
it'd be beautiful.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, moving on to this week's news.
Here we go. The
Let's do
news.
All right, first up, we have Justice League Odyssey has been pushed back
Forever?
again.
Yeah. Woo.
It's because everyone doesn't want to read about,
No one cares.
Yeah, that's
Every-
the polite way to word that. No one cares. Poor Steven Sedgwick probably has a very beautiful book that no one's gonna pick
Well,
up.
James Tinian's no,
No, Tinian's
Joshua
doing Dark.
Williamson's writing that one. The
Yeah.
guy who's writing
Mm-hmm.
Flash.
Sure.
No.
Mm-mm. I don't know.
Well, in any case, it's been pushed back again. It's not the first issue isn't going to be coming out till the end of September now.
In reality, it's not gonna be until next January. Brace yourselves.
Hopefully it comes out never.
Well, did we talk about this at all?
A little.
About the fact that they got pushed back 2 months originally because they had to scrap 2 fully
Yeah.
done issues.
We did talk about that.
Wow.
Because
Yes.
poor Steven Sedgwick.
Yeah, I think it's Stefan
Is
Sedgwick.
it Stefan?
I think he spells it with
is
an F.
Stefan. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Stefan Sedgwick. He had to basically just trash 2 completely drawn issues because of some type of miscommunication with the book.
Yay.
I'd murder someone.
What if his name is Stephen?
Get out.
Really, that's your takeaway from this?
Stephen.
This is
I don't
that
know.
was
We've
your
already
takeaway.
talked about it, but yeah, I mean, it getting pushed back again is not super surprising because I don't know. Has anyone really come out? Not that I follow a lot of comic book, YouTubers and reviewers of that such, and no one's really shined this book in a positive light. no one's excited.
Well-
Everyone's kind of angry. No
Well-
one really wants it.
I mean,
It's just
I've
like,
heard
why?
I've heard some less than PG explanations as to why people think this book has gotten delayed.
Well, yeah, you've said
Yeah.
most of them.
Well, I've told you about them.
You
Yeah,
have.
you know.
But the artwork
I mean, they-
alone is gonna it's the only real reason to look at that book.
Yeah, the art's
Yeah, the art's
looking
great.
fine.
I mean, look, the story might be cool too. I mean, we won't know till it comes out. But if it's, I mean,
Except for that Darkseid design, I hate it. Darkseid with a hood.
he's Monk Darkseid.
He's
He's
hipster
Monk
Darkseid.
No, he's Monk.
Gotta
Darkseid.
remember, he's like
He's hipster Darkseid. He'd be wearing glasses and having like hair, like curly hair,
and wearing Crocs.
His
wearing Crocs.
his
Hipsters
head
wear
his
Crocs.
his head
be wearing-
his headpiece his headpiece that's like his chin guard would actually be like a weird visor. So long story short, everybody, Justice League Odyssey is pushed back till the end of September.
The end of time.
We don't know why. We know it was some type of miscommunication with the artist and DC or the writer.
Or editor. Go editor.
Maybe Dan DiDio. It's
Oh,
you know what? It was all Dan DiDio's
DiDio.
fault. It's always Dan
We're never
DiDio's
gonna
fault.
have him on this show.
Okay, he's the same person. How many times did he try to kill Dick Grayson?
Isn't he the one that like made like Jason like raped by homeless people?
No, that was Tony Daniel.
Not making it better.
Anyway.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah, Tony
Who was the
Daniel.
one with the cat and like someone was beating someone with a cat?
No,
They
that
were
was,
beating like homeless
Oh, that
people
was
with a dead
Arsenal.
cat.
That was Roy. Roy after
Oh yeah, I know the dead
Yeah.
cat thing.
that was in Justice League
Rise and Fall.
Rise
No.
and Fall. Yeah, Rise and
Beautiful.
Fall.
Okay,
It was ju-
it was either Rise of Arsenal or Rise, because Rise and Fall was the Green Arrow one shot where he killed.
No, but that was the whole storyline was called Rise and Fall.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there was that was the one where Roy his daughter gets killed in Star City when Prometheus blows it up.
Yep.
So Roy winds up having a relapse, and in his
Heroin-induced hallucination.
He-
Thank
he's-
God he survived.
he starts beating up a bunch of
homeless people.
with a dead cat. Yeah, it was
Like,
that
pretty
was
and who
such a
brutal.
wrote
weird
that?
story to
Huh?
read.
Who wrote that?
That was JT Krull.
So funny.
Dick was Batman
What is
at
that
the
man
time.
doing with his life nowadays?
He's
Is he beating up homeless people with
no, he's
dead
writing
cats?
for Zenoscope.
How have I not read anything that he's done?
I forgot what he's writing for Zenoscope, but he's writing for
my
Zenoscope.
God.
Yeah.
I need to find whatever he's done and buy none of it. Or all of it. I like some trash in my life.
I guess we're not getting any endorsements from JT Krull anytime
Listen, I
soon.
can probably get us endorsements from Zenoscope. Just saying. No?
I want to see if we can swindle something from Scott Snyder. Let's
He
go.
only he lives in Long Island. It's only a 2-hour ride.
Oh, really?
Of course he lives in Long Island. Why wouldn't he? That's all you've ever had to tell me about him. Whatsoever.
Not even that he gets his ideas from listening
Wikipedia?
to his kid in the shower.
Oh God,
That is a YouTube video
that's
he
just
has.
uncomfortable.
It's
I
his
feel like
kid
that whole
singing in the
sentence-
shower.
That sentence anyway. Okay, what is the next piece of news that we have just spiraled out of control?
Next piece of news that we got up here is some Valiant Company news.
Oh.
Lisa Hawkins she's been named editor at Valiant. Lisa Hawkins was a big editor in the 90s for Marvel with the X-Men titles. She did a lot with the X-Men: The Hidden Years, X-Men Unlimited, and a lot of the other X-Men titles. But one of the biggest things she did was when she moved over to DC. She was an editor on Birds of Prey. She's the editor responsible for bringing on Gail Simone to write Birds of Prey.
So how long are we gonna give it until Gail Simone starts writing for Valiant?
I don't know. We'll see.
Didn't Gail Simone just become
Lion, yeah,
Yeah,
like-
Lion Forge. Maybe not anytime soon.
Yeah,
No,
we
when
just
Lion
covered
Forge
that
goes
on the
under.
last one. The last podcast.
The,
What is Lion Forge?
It's a small indie publisher
Oh.
of comics.
I give it a month.
You fool!
It's been around for like
Has
2
it?
years. Yeah,
A month.
probably longer than that.
Oh.
But yeah, no. I mean, listen, she's all the guys at Valiant all the people at Valiant are really excited that she's been brought on board. She's super excited because she's gonna be working on getting some new talent into the company.
Okay.
So, hey, look, you know what? Maybe she'll find the next Gail Simone. Bring her on to Jodie Hauser's been doing a great job with Faith.
Yeah.
So but we'll see. We'll see who she brings on, and I'm hoping it's gonna be some fun people. We're gonna tell some great stories. And that's one thing I can always say about the Valiant books is I can hand anyone any Valiant book, and more than likely they're gonna tell me it was a great story.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a good time. Good time. Shadow Man, Quantum and Woody. I've enjoyed both.
Ninjak.
Bloodshot, Harbinger.
I don't read Harbinger. I need to.
You probably should.
I probably should.
So that's
Good for her.
yeah, it's really great. So
Congratulations.
We would love to have you on the podcast. Just saying.
So we're gonna hopefully see a lot of really cool stuff coming out of Valiant soon. Next up, real big piece of news for all you Marvel fans out there.
Ooh, I think I know what this is. Disney bought DC, right?
DC.
They almost did. They almost bought Warner Brothers.
No.
The real news is that Disney sold Marvel to Lion Forge.
Gail Simone rules the world.
Just
like she always believed.
No, the Disney Fox merger has been officially voted in. So that's going to be some really interesting things. So all the X-Men and Fantastic Four properties are all coming home. Everybody, it's going to be a big deal.
I mean, it's still going to be a while before most of anything, but you can tell that Marvel's already kind of anticipated that because there's a lot of game related stuff, like video game related stuff that they've been doing where Wolverine is a prominent character there.
He's always a prominent character.
Well, not since the X-Men movies. There were a lot of games that were without him. Marvel Capcom, that's a recent game. The newer Marvel, I think it was Infinite. No X-Men, no Fantastic Four. There were a couple Guardians characters that showed up. Who?
I thought Jean Grey was in it.
No.
I'm thinking
you thought they would put Jean Grey in a video game before they put Wolverine?
She made it.
What are you talking about? She was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't in Infinite.
Oh.
I'm talking about the most recent game they put out.
I didn't even know they put out another one. I thought they just were at 3.
Yeah,
They did, but nobody really. There were
cared.
other games that came out that kind of overshadowed it anyway, and there were a lot of people complaining about certain aspects
the
of
video
it.
game market's as bad as the movie market right now. There's way too much stuff coming out, and not enough money for people to go and buy all these things.
Well, yeah, but I'm excited to see what they'll do with that property when they finally get around to doing it. Because now I want to see whether or not they're going to put them in the obviously Fantastic Four will be. I mean, if the MCU's even continuing at that point.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have plans past 2025 it is.
Reboot it all.
Well, they
probably.
Except when they announced this deal went through officially, they also added 9 more movies to their slate of movies.
Oh,
Untitled.
Nice.
Untitled movies.
Okay.
So we're getting a lot of stuff.
So in other words, I'm going to get the Dark Phoenix movie I deserve.
Probably.
It's gonna be
we're gonna see. Oh yeah, didn't Dark Phoenix get canceled? Or there's rumors of it got canceled.
We don't know. There's
That
so many
and
things
New
getting
Mutants.
moving back and forth. Last week the news was that they were getting canceled. Then news came out saying that they weren't canceled, and now the most recent update is that they are again canceled.
Did they make the Dark Phoenix
done.
movie? That's why. Yeah, it's done.
Done. They're both done.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm confused about because this is why I'm leaning more towards that this is happening. Because this movie will never see the light of day, both of them, because we literally I'm so shocked that Fox did or whoever at that point did not drop a new trailer or at least a trailer for
San Diego.
Yeah, for Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because the fact that you're having a con without with one of the biggest storylines in comic books. And not dropping a trailer?
When's it supposed to come out?
It was supposed to come out December? January?
It was originally supposed to come out in November.
Yeah.
That's
then
insane.
it got moved back to March-ish.
Yeah.
No, there's no way this thing's coming out.
No.
If they skip that opportunity,
what I'm
that's the
saying.
last con. That's the last big con before
New
the
York.
last big. Well, no, they're
Marvel
not.
normally
Nobody really
owns-
drops anything in New York.
Really? Because
New York's Marvel's con.
New York
man.
is Marvel's con.
Is it?
You gotta remember San
San
Diego.
Diego
Since DC's moved out to San Diego, or to California, San Diego is the DC con, and
Yeah.
New York is the Marvel con.
San Diego is DC / other like media media outlets.
And I mean, look at all the DC stuff that dropped
Yeah,
at San
and
Diego.
compared to
Oh,
Marvel,
yeah.
The only stuff that really dropped for Marvel was comic news.
And
There was
TV.
no movie
Other than Iron Fist,
Iron
So.
Fist and
that got a second season.
excuse me, Iron Fist, and they announced at San Diego Cloak and Dagger getting renewed for season 2, which duh.
Well, I mean,
Like,
yeah,
if
I've
no
heard
one's
good things
watched
about
it,
that,
just
but
do it.
yeah.
but it's if they missed an opportunity to do it at San Diego,
Yeah.
I
Well,
doubt it.
maybe
I don't
New
know.
York
at this
Again, like,
point.
but you see this thing they
it
had
could
a
be New York, but if it's not out by New York, there's no way this
Yeah.
movie's coming out.
no. Yeah,
I
they
want
had-
to eventually have it leaked somewhere
I don't.
online, but
From
I
what
don't
I
know how
from
I
what
feel
I
about
understand,
Sophie
well,
Turner as
okay.
Jean.
First off, from what I understand, there was a CinemaCon trailer that premiered back in May,
Oh.
and from what everyone said, the CinemaCon trailer looked amazing. Like all the articles said that this is the X-Men movie fans have been waiting for, and that it was gonna be a great movie. And they went back for a couple of reshoots, and then that was it. That was the last I heard about it. Yeah. So the Disney Fox merger is. I mean,
let's
honestly,
see what they do.
Well, honestly, I think the first thing we're gonna get a Fantastic Four movie
Ugh, why?
I have no doubt, but
because they're the first family of Marvel.
let's go John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I love that idea.
Is that
Hell,
Emily
I'm down
Blunt's
for
husband?
Emily
Yes.
Blunt as.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm down for Emily Blunt to do that because they have good chemistry. They're married in real life. Why
Well, they're
not?
fun.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. A Quiet Place was a fantastic movie.
Let's see it.
They clearly work on screen very well together. They work in real life very well together. They love working with each other. Why not? And I'm just down to see them and whoever they decide to cast as Johnny or the Thing, go for it. You know?
All right. Yeah. No. I mean, I'm super down for a lot of the.
I'm down for a good Fantastic Four movie. I think it's high time.
Newsarama posted like worst comic book character costumes.
Yeah.
Please explain to me why the original Thing was on that costume list.
Wait. The 90s thing?
No, the
No,
2000s.
the
2000s.
2000s.
I love that thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was
let's-
awesome.
Let's
He
talk
looked
about
good.
what's his face sitting in that chair for however long he was sitting in the chair and not complaining. Because he signed a contract that said, "Hey, I'm going to be the Thing." That includes me sitting in the chair for hours.
One of the
for
few
makeup.
actors that did not complain.
Nope.
So, let's see here. All right. So, yeah, Disney Fox merger. There's a lot
Good
of crazy stuff going on. I mean, and yes, we want to talk about the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, but there's also a lot of other properties that they've acquired. Predator, Alien, the Die Hard franchise. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that they're getting in this deal.
That's just weird because it feels like this is becoming a monopoly. Like soon.
That's what a lot of people were worried about.
It feels
but
like it. Like,
I guess apparently it fits because the right people came in and they were like, "Yeah, no, it's fine." They own everything that Warner
like
Brothers
a giant
doesn't.
monopoly that Disney is going to own.
Don't worry, we still
Every
got.
entertainment.
Don't worry, Warner Brothers still has a strong movie universe.
Where?
Which
In
one?
What alternate reality are you looking
Well,
into?
they still have the Harry Potter movies.
For now. What do
Till-
you think Disney's next target's going to be?
Universal. It's going to be Universal right after they build that Death Star in Disneyland, in
I
Disney
thought
World.
Disney had Harry Potter because I swear
No.
I've heard them talking about it.
They have a partnership with it. Because ABC, Freeform, and all like the sister
yeah,
companies
Freeform shows
are
it all
able
the
to
time.
show Harry Potter.
Yep.
They have a licensing agreement.
I don't think they do anymore because Sci-Fi and a bunch of other stations are getting it that aren't controlled by Disney.
Not yet, they're not.
Not yet.
No, wait, literally though. Wait till 28 Days of Halloween and 28 Days Until Christmas. Because for whatever reason, Harry Potter is considered a Christmas movie.
Because they always address Christmas in it.
Ooh.
Moving on.
I don't know what that was.
Let's go to the next one.
Next
Anyway,
topic.
all right. So for all you Saga fans out there, for anyone who doesn't know what Saga is, it's a comic book written by Brian K. Vaughan and drawn by Fiona Staples. It's been going on for quite some time. The book, however, right now, given the end of its current story arc, is going to be going on hiatus for a year. Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples have said that where they've written the characters right now, the next couple story arcs are going to have to focus on wrapping up the book. So over the next year, they're going to be working on the final story arcs to wrap up the story of Saga.
I think it's fun that they're doing that. Like, I don't read Saga, but like I read the interview with him.
I don't either.
And he bluntly said, he's like, dude, we're getting burnt out. And like, I'd rather a writer sit there and look at you and go, dude, I'm getting burnt out, than push out some crappy story.
Yeah, but Brian K. Vaughan always knows where his stories are going. I mean, that's the thing. He has an ending to them. I mean, Why the Last Man, Ex Machina. He's currently writing Paper Girls.
Oh yeah, he is writing paper. I didn't read that yet.
He's writing. And he's writing Saga. Saga's probably right now his biggest title he's writing.
You want to talk about an indie book that kind of like.
Oh, I mean that thing exploded. I mean that's if you're a fan of sci-fi or anything or fantasy, yeah. I mean it's literally it's space adventure meets Dune meets Romeo and Juliet. So if you're looking for something crazy fun, Saga is definitely a book to check out. Saga is also not for anyone under the age of 18. So if you do
sorry, 17-year-old and sitting at home listening.
If you do come in, we usually require an ID for purchases of Saga.
Oh.
So yeah, there you have it, Saga fans. 1 year hiatus.
Whatever will you do?
They can read Paper Girls. That's still ongoing.
Yeah, but that's only like 4 volumes, right?
Yeah, it's still ongoing.
Oh.
It's still coming out in single issues.
Yeah, it's a winner of some sort of award.
Brian K. Vaughan always wins awards.
Yeah, I'm trying to like read it. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, I can't make that out. Is that an award-winning book?
Eisner Award.
Oh, sounds about right.
So yeah. So that's the news for all the Saga fans out there. Next up is some interesting news concerning the Wildstorm books from DC.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what Wildstorm is.
Wilds-
I feel like I've physically asked you what is Wildstorm, and you went read it.
And my response is still read it.
I'm not that interested to know.
You know what? You don't have to read the main book. Just read the side books.
Well,
Because
no,
Grifter's so much fun.
I'm talking about the.
Oh,
Yeah.
Grifter.
Grifter, Zealot.
So I don't know anybody in that book.
Just pick it up. He's not wrong. Just read it.
Yeah, I mean, if you just check out the main series they're putting out right now, Wildstorm, it's
It
I
pretty
think
much
what was
tells
it?
ya.
What's it, 12, 13 issues in?
Yeah, something like that.
It's been a fun book. It's been good. That and the Michael Cray book.
Well, Michael Cray book's ending.
Yeah, but the Michael Cray book was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites.
Was it a consistent Was it a consistent good read?
No,
Oh, okay.
I can't honestly say that. Now, Wildstorm is. The Wildstorm is actually a really good book. And the nice cool thing about that is that Warren Ellis has recently been in an interview stating that Wildcats and Zealot are still in development for their own series spinning out of the Wildstorm book. And honestly, with the way that they've changed Wildstorm around to make them more
Modern.
it's not even modern. It's more of like a really cool like British spy thriller kind of thing.
Well, I liked everything they did with Zealot. I
Yeah.
liked that she wasn't roaming around in bondage bikini, red thigh highs up to her throats with weird spider legs on her back. How would you describe that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Listen, okay, you can say whatever you want, but Wildcats from the '90s, that was a book to be held. I mean,
You had no idea what was going on. It was pretty though.
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, you had
Jim Lee tried writing.
Yeah, but it was Jim. It was he did most of the art.
Yeah.
He actually had someone come on to write, but it was
smart man.
But yeah, no, it was. Hey man, you can say whatever you want. I mean that book lasted a long time. That book lasted almost, I think, close into 100 issues.
Yeah.
And it's had how many relaunches since?
A
The
lot.
book has always looked amazing. They've always had a lot of great artists on the book, and really good writers. Warren Ellis has written it before. You also had Alan Moore wrote Wildcats for a time, same as James Robinson. I mean, these are stories that I mean, Will, if you're really honestly, if you're looking for good reads from like the '90s, pick up Alan Moore's Wildcats. The book is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. Wildstorm. We still have Wildcats and a Zealot book on the horizon. So Warren Ellis has said that one is already in development as far as art goes, and one is still in the script stages. So, moving on, another big piece of news this week. It's actually spinning out of some San Diego Comic-Con news. The actors from Guardians of the Galaxy have written a letter to Marvel Disney, asking them to reinstate James Gunn.
I'm not surprised. I mean, most of them have admitted their involvement in the petition and their signatures in the petition to reinstate Gunn as the director of Guardians 3. So I'm not surprised that they wrote the letter. Has Marvel issued a response at all to said letter, or
not that
do
I'm
we not
aware
know
of? I mean, right now we're looking at the letter is basically just saying that after being fired, James Gunn hasn't really done anything. He's been very professional about it, and they're saying that he's been as professional as he was on set. That the person that he is not the same person that he was back when he made those tweets and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where.
It's also something we didn't address on the live podcast for San Diego was that there is a problem in Disney's statement, given that the guy who's in charge of the movie productions and whatever, not Feige, a higher up than that, the guy from Disney, I think his name's Bob Iger or something.
Yeah.
He went, oh God, we had no idea that those tweets existed. And that's not true. If you're heading this big company and you're looking, most regular employers do this. They go to people's social media accounts. They go people who run media websites mostly, they want to see who they're hiring and whether that's going to negatively affect them in the future. I was subscribed to somebody who ran a movie podcast for a while, and he talked about this, and he said, when I hired people, I looked at their social media accounts because what they post reflects the company, good or bad. These are people I hire. These are people who run a lot of the programs here. Their statements and everything they post reflect what we allow here at the company and stuff like that. You can't regulate what somebody else posts, but you could see how that could come back to bite you, and that did happen. and they like he saw something like that and he talked about it with them and they mutually agreed why that was posted and what reasoning and what state of mind they were in, and they just moved past it and that person was hired. So like there's no way they had no idea these tweets existed. The only reason they're doing it is because it just magically came to light.
Well, look, and the other thing too is here that James Gunn again, he apologized for these tweets when they happened. He apologized for them before. He apologized for them now. He came out ahead of it before even Marvel or Disney had a statement about it. He got fired for something he did years ago, and I also think that the whole idea of employers looking over people's social media accounts, I think it's nonsense. That shouldn't be a factor in if you're getting hired for your job. The factors are you going to be good at your job? Is it something you can do? And are you better than the other guy? Okay, the fact that all these companies try to bill this nonsense as because of what you said online, it reflects poorly on the company. It's nonsense. Individuals have nothing to do with the company that they work for.
A lot of companies use that though as a way to see of who the person they are, as in terms of hiring them, like their Twitter account, stuff that they
But
post
who they are in
online.
their personal lives has no reflection on their work ethic or what they do,
Depending on what you're doing.
How good they are at their job. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, what I do in my personal life has nothing to do with how well I sell comics. It's apples and oranges. It has nothing to do with that. And it's
For you, doesn't it though?
Yeah, if you say a series is crap, wouldn't that affect the sales of your stores?
Because you're not going to want to push it.
Yeah.
That's actually not true at all. Okay, when I worked at Barnes & Noble, when the Nook came out, I hate the Nook. I hate e-readers. Absolutely hate them.
Yeah.
Okay, but when they sat, and I used to tell everyone that who I worked with, and my store manager told me, he goes, "Well, I don't feel comfortable putting you at the Nook station because you don't like the Nook."
Oh, really?
And here's the thing. My problem with that is it has nothing to do with if I like the product I'm selling. My job's to sell it. So I'm going to do everything in the best of my ability to do my job. And you know what? My number, when I sold the Nook, I sold more Nooks daily than half the other people that worked the station. So, no, your personal life and your personal beliefs, generally, for the majority of people going out there getting jobs, does not affect their ability to do the job, and it doesn't affect and it doesn't reflect anything about the company.
But when you sold these Nooks, did you tell people you hated them?
No.
I would tell people that I do not like e-readers.
Did you still sell well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about doing your job.
Yeah,
It's about,
I would tell people e-readers are not for me. I enjoy a physical copy of something. But I'm more than happy to go over and tell you what the features
it's
more along the lines of towards media outlets, in terms of not like for instance, a grocery store is hiring you. They're not going to go on your Facebook to see your political views.
Well, it depends, because I mean, with the job that I have right now, I believe that they have the right to look at my social media.
I mean,
go for it.
Anybody does. If your social media account, even if your social media account, especially if it's public, because there's some social media accounts that you can private or public it, which is weird in my regard, because you have a social media account but it's private. That's kind of weird. But
no, it's not. It's perfectly reasonable if you just want to stay connected with friends and stuff like that.
Like with
Mine's private.
Mine is so private that you cannot friend me. I have to friend you.
You're like Facebook? Didn't I find you on Facebook?
You found me because you have a mutual friend with Annalisa.
Ah.
Or Devon. You have to be a mutual friend to add me. And if you have no mutual friends with me, you can't do anything other than see my profile picture.
But again, it's all ridiculous, and the things that these companies are doing now, especially firing a guy for something he did years ago that has no bearing on what he's done his job.
Well, so many people had that happen. Look at Paula Deen. Paula Deen made a crap ton of racist comments in the 90s that came back to bite her like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, if it was something recent,
I thought she said something on the show.
No.
Okay.
Like that's what I mean. Like nothing is forgotten anymore.
No, now with
And-
the existence of the internet, everything's permanent.
Actually, I mean, you want to talk a good segue talking about the stuff that happened with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's another
whether you
pervert.
believe it or not. Like I
Yeah.
personally, me and Devin were talking about this earlier. I don't care for the man.
I don't like.
I don't think he's funny.
I don't like Chris Hardwick. I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
I think
But-
he's all right.
But here's the thing, I just don't. It's not that I don't like him personally. I just don't like this stuff. Like, he has a lot of things to say about things I actually enjoy. So I'm kind of like,
Oh,
okay,
what?
bands and other things. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to listen to you. But you know what? Look, I don't care. Like you had the girl, the woman come out. Her name was Can you look up what her name is?
I
can't
have like 3% battery power.
But anyway, this girl came out and she said I was dating a celebrity and they assaulted me or something, and everyone
Physical and mental
immediately
abuse,
assumed it was
was-
Hardwick.
and she never denied it.
Yeah, Chloe.
But they reinstated her, so doesn't that
They
mean she
reinstated
denied it?
him.
Or him?
No, that means that they weren't, whether it was true or not.
Oh,
they
their
were not
investigation.
able to find enough evidence to state if it was him or not.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought process is, why come out at all if you're just going to be vague?
It's really
Like it doesn't, like, I'm not saying everyone who comes out should,
state the name, address,
Yeah,
and phone
but,
number
like-
of their
No,
abuser.
but you're.
But if your abuser is a celebrity, this person should not
Like,
be in the limelight
why
and be
are you-
receiving thousands.
why-
I would get that, but
Yeah.
why would you be super vague about it at
That's
the
the
same
thing.
time?
well, that's the thing. She's an actress, and one of the.
She is an actress.
She is an actress.
Not anymore.
So she's an actress who. She was dating Chris Hardwick, and she was getting a lot of attention while she was with Chris Hardwick because of all the stuff that he does and all the stuff he's into.
Mhm.
And
Do you other than talking deaf?
he does a lot of moderating. He does a lot of he does.
Yeah, he does panel moderations at cons.
I know
and
he
he
had
does.
like a stand-up.
he's
My
kind of-
sister went to go see him.
Yeah,
one
he's
day.
kind of just a host of stuff.
Yeah.
So
He,
like
you know what? He's like
a
the
Ryan Seacrest,
yes. He's this generation's Ryan Seacrest.
which is really weird because I thought Ryan Seacrest was our generation.
He's this generation. It's Ryan Seacrest is our generation.
You want to know a fun fact about Ryan Seacrest?
Oh, sure.
Guess where he got to start?
American Idol.
No, One Life to Live. It was a soap opera on ABC. I'm back.
Nice, your soaps. Steve is back. Ladies
So-
and gentlemen.
So yeah, but listen again. Like yes, this is the Chris Hardwick thing. And there's no evidence.
Yeah.
There's no evidence of any of this. It's not like he was posting stuff about. He wasn't posting anything misogynistic. He wasn't posting anything
The pig.
about her. They broke up. He didn't even say anything bad about her. And then all of a sudden but then everyone on the internet assumed she was talking about Chris Hardwick,
Like you do.
which
Like
and
you
from
do.
what I understand, her response to him, he got his job back on AMC. They reinstated him.
Nerdist didn't do anything though, right?
I don't
As
know.
far
I
as
haven't
we know.
heard anything about the Nerdist,
Okay.
which is a company he founded.
Oh, I didn't know he founded.
He
Nerdist.
founded their Nerdist,
Wow.
and they the first thing they did was they took his name off the founder list.
Interesting.
That is weird. You kind of can't. I mean, I feel like you can't do that.
Well,
but
people like to rewrite history all the time.
Yeah, well, it's a lot easier with the internet now. I mean, do you remember? Do you remember that Stephen Colbert that Stephen Colbert episode that he did where he rewrote all the history about the elephants on Wikipedia?
that's pretty great.
It was
Kind of like that day that you did that with Witches of East End.
Eastwick,
East
but
End, I
yes,
get the two confused.
yes.
Wretched piece of garbage that you are.
Look, it's not my fault.
Get out.
I keep telling you. All right, it.
Go
Did
on.
you rewrite the history of
He
something?
did.
Okay, he's trying to tell me that Michelle Pfeiffer was in Witches of Eastwick. Okay, she was in When Harry Met Sally.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just being an idiot.
Alrighty.
He actually went on Wikipedia and changed it on the
Ah.
wiki article,
That's great.
but yet didn't try to remove the image of the movie poster with Michelle Pfeiffer on it.
That's pretty great.
Lazy.
Good old Wikipedia.
so-
For you kids still in school listening, don't use that.
No.
in your
For those kids
projects.
that are in school listening, Wikipedia is probably how you get most of your answers for your essay.
I mean,
for your
depending on
essays.
whether or not, because now Wikipedia has that cool thing where they're like, this article's probably wrong.
Oh,
We haven't
wow.
checked it in a while, but
That's
yeah, it's
pretty
got that
neat.
new notification that when you click on it, if they haven't checked it at all, if nobody's fact checked it, they'll put like a little exclamation point and they'll be like, this somebody might have been in here and screwed around a little bit.
Yeah,
So
but that's
be
why
careful.
you always double check the sources that they list all
Also,
the sources.
Most teachers don't allow Wikipedia to be a source anymore.
That's fine. You don't need Wikipedia to be the source. You just have to use the sources on
That they
Wikipedia,
state. That's how you get around it.
Ah.
and those are real sources or whatever.
That's how you get an A in cheating.
I don't want to talk about school.
Oh,
anymore. What's the next
what's our
thing?
Next topic?
Well, I mean, listen, like I said, let's wrap up the Chris Hardwick thing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Thought we
what
did.
we didn't. We segued into Wikipedia
Well,
because we were talking. about
Either
how rewriting history.
way, I'm glad Hardwick has his job back now that,
now that AMC came out, so that, yeah, we couldn't.
now
find
that they
anything
were
wrong
like,
with
oh
him.
wait, we kind of jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
and that's the closest thing to an apology he's gonna get is, hey, here's your job back.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other thing too, and the weird thing about it was the fact that she recently came out and made a statement saying, I put my original statement out there because I just needed to really get it out there and let people know, and
that it happened. Okay,
that
that's
it
like,
happened, and that we had. And that now I just want to move on with my life, and that's it. It's like, but you already said before you were just putting this out there and just moving on with your life, and you weren't going to say anything else. And now you're making a response in response to Chris Hardwick being rehired. So what's going on? Like, where
Here's the problem with this. Okay,
how vague do you want to be?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. She just told this story and was like, yeah, that's just there. What was the purpose? Okay, this person was a big celebrity. Why wouldn't you say who they are to try and take down their credibility? Why wouldn't you try to ruin this? Like, why would you not say who that person was to try and get, like, hey, this person should not be at the height of where they are because they're kind of a garbage human.
Maybe did she sign any sort of confidentiality when they broke up? And yes,
I
that
would
has happened
I would
before.
imagine not. They weren't married.
You'd be surprised. People sign a confidentiality, which would explain why.
But that's really weird.
It is
Yeah, but
weird,
still,
it's not
I mean,
uncommon
did
in
her
Hollywood.
new response acknowledge Hardwick getting rehired, or was she just like, yeah, by the way, guys, just remember my story's out there?
Yeah, it was
much.
pretty much that. It was pretty much, hey, just remember my story's out there, and just remember that I just want to move on with my life, and that I'm not naming any names.
That is so weird.
And it's like, at this point,
That kind of makes it point towards Hardwick.
I feel like that.
Yeah, but
that-
at the
that
same time, it's
hinders
like
your
it-
argument as
yeah.
a woman, or as a person that has been
well,
abused.
I mean, like I said, it gets to the point where you look at it, and you're like, well, so how much of the stuff that you're mentioning in this article isn't true then?
Why would you sign a confidentiality agreement that says you can't talk about?
Well, no, not even that.
It has
I mean,
happened.
look, the other thing too is, and I agree, there's a lot of people that are angry about the whole thing in general. And I agree with the one person's comment I saw was, wow, this really makes everything harder for women who really are going
Yeah.
through abuse to get attention for what's happening, because you're doing things like this and you're making it like this,
saga.
this saga of things
This
that are
very
we don't
vague
know if it's true or
saga.
not. And if you're not willing to come out and name your person who's doing these things to you, then what good is it going to do telling anyone anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. There's people who could argue that the fear of the power that person
But you've
holds,
already
but at the
come
same
out.
time, you've already built up enough courage to come out and say it, which if that happens to you, you should. But if you don't name names and you don't tell anyone, you've basically just told, what have you done? You've just told everybody that happens,
no.
pity me?
All
Like,
you
where's
did-
Well,
what are you supposed to
here's,
do then?
And here's the thing. I mean, look at it this way. I mean, look at everything that happened when that went down. Was the fact that we sat there and we made that every person. I mean, I remember going on social media and just seeing everyone sitting there go, oh, well, Chris Hardwick, another one bites the dust. Oh, what a terrible person. I'm like, what is going on? And I looked and I found the article. I'm like, and it never said his name. She never said his name. And the mob mentality of the internet and the mob mentality of everyone with all these movements and hashtag this, hashtag that. It's what it is. It's a mob mentality, and when you're in a mob mentality, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's the fact that we're gonna burn this person to the ground, and we don't care if it's right or wrong.
I'm just confused because it's literally like, she got there, she opened the door to the courage, looked at the other side of the door, closed it, and said, "Nah, I'm good." What was the point? That's what I want to know.
Where do you go from?
Well, like, I'm sorry, and I'm not saying like you have to always name your.
Not at all. If you want justice to be done,
but you
go
have
to the
fight
police,
for it.
tell them. But I get it that she did it because the person who did it was someone with fame and power, and you want that to get out there to, like, discredit them and show people what kind of a person that person really is. But if you're not going to say who it is, what does it actually do? Because now everybody, where does everybody go with the information? Yeah, you've been abused. What do you want us to do? What did getting off your chest? You just told a bunch of random people on the internet that happened. Why wouldn't you just tell your family? Like, I get it that if it's someone famous, you could put that on the internet, but why would you make a huge stink about it and then not try and get justice for that? Like, I don't understand why it was put out there unless that was the point, was to get everybody to get in the spotlight again and get pity and to get people pouring out support.
And that's the thing,
oh
though.
My God.
And here's the thing. That's the thing. Look. And there are a lot of people out there who they are suffering from emotional or sexual abuse and things like this. And it's a scary thing, and it's a horrible thing.
It's
to happen.
always a scary thing to stand up to someone who's doing that.
And that's the thing. It's one of those things where it's hard for people to come to those terms with what's going on and to talk about it and to bring it out. And look, you know what? Again, if all this stuff that she said was real, and all the stuff that she said was going on, then I applaud her for her courage to tell everyone that story and to get it out there. But when you have the opportunity to pull the trigger on the person who did these things to you and you don't, something don't sound right to me. Listen, you know what? Confidentiality clause or what? Who cares? At that point, you're gonna burn them down. Like, why would that matter? What are you're gonna sue me for telling people what you did? Well, they all know what you did now. So who cares?
Whether you sue me or not, you don't have any jobs anymore.
Well, and what lawyer's gonna take your case to sue me for telling everyone what you did? Like, that there is out the window. I think it's just, I at this point, I mean, honestly, and it's bad. It's sad that I have to boil it down to this, but it sounds like someone got upset that they weren't in the limelight with Chris Hardwick anymore, and they got depressed about not having all the attention, so they decided to get themselves attention again. Which, you know what? And it really does suck for people who are actually suffering from these actual things to now have this other stigma put on it. Mm-hmm. Is it made up or is it not?
Well, we won't know for now.
Yeah,
there's no way to tell.
That shouldn't be a question. If these things get brought to light, that shouldn't be ever a question. Mm-hmm. You know what? And for AMC to turn around and say, "Hey, you know what? We couldn't find anything wrong with the guy."
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, so I mean, that's all. That's Chris Hardwick being reinstated, and again, and hopefully the same thing will happen for James Gunn. Hopefully the support of the Guardians family and the Marvel family of directors and actors will be able to help him get his job back, because it's not going to be Guardians without James. Just
The majority of
straight
people
up.
really want James back anyway. From what I've seen, the online support of
And, like-
getting him back is just overwhelming. I don't see why they wouldn't.
And like I said, I mean, and honestly, if they don't, I really hope that the Guardians cast. You know what? Let me buy out my contract. I'm done. I want them. I think they should walk.
I think the one thing that's holding them back from doing it now is they don't want to look stupid, because I get why, like I said last time, I get why they do it, why they fired him, because now that even though they lied about they most likely lied about not knowing the tweets existed, but if, I get that they did what's best for business, which is nowadays fire anybody with a bad rep that comes to limelight, no matter how far back it is, unfortunately. But I feel like they don't want to feel like they don't want to put themselves in that position where they look like idiots because they fired him, and then now they have to go back on that because everyone else, wants him back. I get why they wouldn't do that, but I think they should. They should just move past it at this point, because everyone's more concentrated on, getting him back, and then once he's back, I guess the whole stinker is just gonna kind of fade away at this point, because I feel like if he's reinstated, then no one's really gonna care anymore.
Yeah, but again, whatever happened to, hey, you know what? You made a mistake. You didn't kill somebody. You made a mistake, and hey, let's
He said some really disturbing things on the internet like 10 years ago. Like,
yeah, all right, guys. Hey, look, you know what? Anyone out there who says they've never said something mildly disturbing, I'm gonna have to say you're lying to me. We've all had that joke. We've all had the a lot of that stuff. So, look, I think everyone's got to learn to just kind of laugh about things. So, moving on, guys. I mean, we're moving up on with this is our last topic for the day. We have the
technical difficulties.
The last Venom, the newest Venom trailer just dropped today.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's looking like a real interesting movie. I mean, it's looking more like it's gonna be a straight up horror movie. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not gonna be superheroes. They're not making any bones about it.
My friend tried to make 2 memes out of it, both of them with extreme grammatical errors, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
It was James. He kept spelling your wrong. He kept forgetting that it was the your with the apostrophe R-E.
Yeah.
Instead of the Y-O-U-R.
Yeah. So, how'd that work out for him?
I don't know. I don't know if he posted it, but Rebecca kept calling him out on it. That was fun. Oh, yeah, there was so much more room on this side.
So,
Me to do
we're
that.
talking about the new Venom trailer that just dropped.
It looks good. Who's the villain, though? Is it Anti-Venom?
No,
I have no idea. Renegades.
no.
Requiem. Requiem for a dream.
Ooh, interesting.
Riot.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm sure you'll edit this if you pay attention enough.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man.
But yeah,
I
no.
got time.
So yeah, the new Venom trailer dropped. We got the first glimpse of the new villain, Riot. So
Riot.
it looks rather interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be more symbiotes showing up in the trailer. Don't make me do it. Don't make me stab you.
Don't
I
make
will
me
do
hurt
it.
You.
But yeah, no. The so far, I mean, what do you think, Will? How do you think it looks?
I liked it. I thought it was, from the first trailer we got that dropped, it seems pretty intense. The effects are looking good. I'm liking the way it looks. If it's a horror movie, I'm still going full force into it. Like, I'm excited to see, because Venom's kind of like, I'm excited to see the take that they have on it.
I don't think it's going to be a horror movie. I think it'll be like, if it is, it's going to be like a psychological problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it looks a lot of fun.
He eats people in the trailer.
Okay. What's your point?
Straight up just eats people.
Okay. Is it rated R?
Yeah.
Good.
At least I'm pretty sure it's going to be
It's
rated
probably
R.
going to be like a thriller. I wouldn't say horror,
My
but
also
thriller.
follow-up is, do we know if he has the spider symbol on his
He
chest?
does not.
All right. I'm okay with like all like the white like veiny looking things, and maybe by the end of the movie he'll make it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen.
I
though.
think it looks great.
So.
I just it looks fun.
I like Tom Hardy. I think he's doing a good job as Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Now, why would we do that?
What?
That line from the first trailer.
Yeah.
When Venom starts talking to him, he's like, "We're gonna kill people," and he's like, "No, why would we do that?"
Well, because he's Venom.
Tom Hardy's just pretty to stare at, so I'm there. They have my money regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely gonna be a different take on the character. We're gonna see where that's gonna go.
I think it'll be a more darker take on him.
I'm surprised the movie got this far because it
Yeah.
was experiencing some problems. I've never been too fond of comic book villains getting their movies, but especially now since
How many
DC's
Joker
doing
movies
that.
do you want?
Oh my God! Apparently
20?
we're getting like 7.
20 Joker movies?
But
and a TV
But
show?
going back to not to get too off topic with that, going back to the Venom thing, they've established Venom as an anti-hero or a hero because he was a member of the Guardians recently before they went
Different
back up to
Venom,
space. Was it?
It was different. It
was
was a different
Flash,
host.
right?
Yeah. But even
Yeah, but
even
they've
now, there's
established- But the Venom character has been through so much as
Yeah.
an anti-hero. I
Yeah.
think it kind of works because he's also not as annoying of a character as, say, like Harley Quinn.
I thought he was going to say Spider-Man for a minute. I was just expecting you to chuckle.
no. I just no. But yeah, no. I agree with you. It's a character that has become an established anti-hero, or I mean, just a vigilante. I mean, you can rank Venom up there with the same kind of like with Punisher, because Venom will kill people.
Oh,
He makes no bones about it. He's gonna do it if he has
He
to.
eats bones about it.
Oh.
Ha.
You're the worst.
With that,
With that being said,
So yeah, we got hopefully there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff coming out of the Venom movie. I'm hoping that with this, if it's a successful movie, that Marvel's going to try to incorporate that into the Spider-Man mythos for Marvel Universe proper, because they said it still exists in the same reality, but they're just not having
not gonna
Spider-Man
acknowledge
in it.
because they're waiting to see how well it does.
Yeah, probably.
They're just waiting.
That's more than likely what the case is. So hopefully that means and the director said he's planned this thing out. He wants to do a trilogy, but he's also said that he's made a
Okay.
self-contained movie, so that way
Yeah,
it's
you can do it. Yeah, self-contained stories in that universe have been done. If
but
you
that's-
don't, you could write away the small little nods in the Netflix series to the bigger movies, and those stand up on their own.
yeah.
'Cause,
But
like,
here's the thing though. That's what you do. If you can still plan, like you still leave things there to kind of like
hint at
to
it.
hint at future movies, but this director seems like he wanted to do the best he could with a single movie.
Could you see Tom Hardy's Venom becoming a member of the Guardians at
No.
some point?
No,
Oh my
not
God,
at
Because
all.
apparently
Can't wait to see him
after,
join the
I know
Avengers.
this was James Gunn's plan, but I know after 3 they were supposed to change up the lineup like a big.
I thought it was after 2.
Was it?
No, it was after
It was after
the third
I think
one's
it was
because the third one's supposed to start off the It's supposed to change the direction of where the Marvel movies are going.
Oh.
He already, I mean, listen, and then another thing, that's another big thing with the Guardians is that the script is supposedly already written. The story is done. They're supposed to start filming this thing in a couple months.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
I mean, they definitely don't have enough time to redo the entire script and all the pre-production work.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, again, like the Venom movie, hopefully it's successful enough to get it integrated into the actual Marvel movies, which would be really cool.
Let's do it.
I would love to see a real, actual, big screen Spider-Man and Venom fight, not whatever that crap was back in 2007 with...
Oh, you loved that.
I hate that
Did
movie.
you also
with
love
his-
Tobey Maguire's emo dance?
and his
Hitler hair?
his
His Hitler hair.
It was emo
my
hair.
God.
He had Hitler hair.
It was emo
He
hair.
was one little black spot away under
I don't
his
want
nose.
to argue about his hair, but I do want to. I finished Supergirl, as I said in the last podcast, and now I'm on. And yes, I did scream at that finale.
But right, because if
It
Barry
was so
did
stupid.
that,
But I laughed super hard at the reason why she goes back in time, because that was just stupid in its own right, where she's just blasting the laser vision in like several directions and just happens to kill the 3 characters that were
matter.
killable. But and she goes back in time and changes it anyway.
but if Barry did
But
it,
if Barry did it, we'd make a whole new Earth that still exists anyway, because that was weird. But I'm catching up on this season of Flash, and Cisco, literally, there's a line in the episode, because they're talking about something, and Cisco turns around and goes, "Haven't you seen Spider-Man 2?"
wait, what?
That is a line. The Spider-Man movies, the
Exist
Sam
in the
Raimi
Flash
Spider-Man
universe.
movies exist in the Arrowverse.
That's
Marvel
hilarious.
exists in the Arrowverse.
That's brilliant.
It's not only do they reference Star Wars every episode of every TV show, but of course they were going to do that. But they actually, they're now just like, yeah, the Marvel Universe is their entertainment.
That's so funny.
That is so weird.
If you really
More than
think
anything
about
else.
it, it's just
They want to be owned by Disney. They're
it's-
like, please,
No.
please buy us. We want to be good.
It's literally just like a comic book inside a universe, inside another comic book, inside of another
Yeah.
universe. I'm gonna get real meta here real fast.
Oh Jesus! But yeah, I just wanted to let
Calm
you
down
know
there, Abed.
on the podcast that happened in a Flash episode. That he literally turned around and said, "Have you not seen Spider-Man 2?"
That's disgusting.
That's all right. I
Oh
mean,
my
we.
Oh yes, because
Oh God. there's
Elongated Man calls DeVoe Dr. Octopus. He calls him Doc Ock.
yes, I think. I
And
actually
that's
saw
why
that.
Cisco says, "Haven't you seen?" Yeah, because they say the chair, because Harry wants to become DeVoe. He wants to, or not become DeVoe, but become as smart as DeVoe. And they're like, yeah, it might turn you nuts too. Haven't you seen Spider-Man 2? It'll probably just make you go nuts too once the machine takes over your body when you become smarter. I was like, that's weird, because they just keep making Doc Ock references.
That's weird.
And they just say, why not? We'll just reference the movie.
I feel like it's just the writers of The Flash is becoming super lazy and go, let's just rip off stories from everything else that's good.
I mean, it's still their best show out of all. What do they
That
got? Like
Supergirl
5 or
pissed
6
me
now.
off, though, that series finale.
Oh my god! And
Season
they got
finale.
good.
Season finale.
They got better
It got
towards the
good.
end. It got better
And then
towards
they
the
just
end.
they
And then the
half-assed
finale
it with
was,
the
oh
writing.
my god, was so bad.
Awful.
So, well,
Before we go too far off topic with this,
think
let's
that's
end
it.
it.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
let's
it.
call it quits.
all right, guys. So, everyone out there, thank you for listening.
As always.
As always,
Like,
this is
subscribe.
yes, like and
Like,
subscribe.
ring that bell to be notified
Yep.
whenever we're going live.
Share it with
whenever
family, friends.
Share with everyone you know, everyone you love, everyone you hate, everyone you
Everybody
mutually
you
know,
hate.
like a good acquaintance. Why not?
Or
Good
acquaintance,
talking
Or a
point.
stranger on the street.
So,
Stranger on the street, go, hey, I know this podcast. It's pretty good.
yeah, definitely. And so, everyone, this is Devin,
This is Will.
Steven.
and this has been the October Country Podcast.
Steven, you're not.
You're just not a team
good
player.
sport.
You're not a
You're
team
not a
player.
good sport.
Why? We've done it for almost.
Wait, I
even,
can do it again, but I can have the delay.
Even
I can have the
Kyle.
echo.
Even Kyle did it.
Kyle's a better man than I am.